There it is. All right. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the Gate City Gala. I hope you guys paid your $100 at the door. But no, we Jonathan Smith actually is black tie tonight. Now we really appreciate this. Tony was able to, I guess, repurpose some stuff that they had going on and did this room really nice for us. So thanks a lot, Tony. That's awesome. Dale, I think you have Dale Hopkins. You've got an invitation.
So I got something here from the book of Ecclesiasticus, if anybody knows what that is. The stroke of the whip makes marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaks the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. Today may we strive to lift up instead of striking down. May we seek to heal instead of break. May we learn by being supportive of each other. Amen. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, thank you, Dale. Steve, who's here? Nobody's here. Well, I don't know about that. All right, wait. I've got 3 guests, but they're all speaking today, so I'll introduce them at the appropriate time. So no guests of Rotarians, no visiting Rotarians. All right, that's fine. We got a full house anyway. And Dale has birthdays and anniversaries, but unfortunately we got some technical difficulties, so we're going to do this a different way. You've got a birthday in the next week. Raise your hand. Anybody? No. Yeah? No?
I got excited.
Anybody? All right. Did you got a birthday in the next week?
It was, if you get 52 is the new 32.
52. All right.
Not really.
All right, so that was a couple days ago?
A few days.
A few days ago. All right, any anniversaries that we know about? No anniversaries, nobody? You got one?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be here next week, so I'll go ahead and announce the 25th year wedding anniversary.
Yeah! All right, so we'll move along on that.
Divided by 2.
Where's Mike Conrad?
Here.
Mike! What time is it? Huh? It's time to play the feud! Yes! Play the feud! All right, who are we going to victimize today?
Not us. Heads down.
Nobody named Oh, who's funny? Anybody seen Danny Farley? Is he here? It's like the Farley family. All right. I guess we're going to go with the Kika family. The Kika family. All right, Kika family, be thinking about whether you're going to play or pass. Who else are we going to go with here? All right, Chris Neal's not making any eye contact. It's the Neal family. The Neal family. All right, you guys be ready to.
Chris is over there like
you guys gonna play pass. Technique up there is gonna play. All right, now I'm not pulling any punches today. It's hard. This is a hard question. So, 100 people surveyed. Name a slang word or phrase that your parents used when they were teenagers. Slang word or phrase that your parents used when they were teenagers. Top 5 answers are on the board. That's a great question. The scientist over here asked the right question. It's very fallacious.
Chris's parents were us.
So Kid Kinka says, break a leg. All his friends were in the theater. All right, Kelly. Name a slang word. Name a slang word or phrase that your parents used when they were teenagers.
It would be cool or far out.
5 answers left on the board. 2 strikes.
Ruby.
All right, it's cool, man. It's cool. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh!
Great answer. 4 answers left on the board.
Now we know. All this stand
It's
out.
groovy, baby. Yeah. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Number 1 answer. 3 answers left on the board.
Another generation.
All right.
Like I put out.
He says sweet. All right, we got 1 strike left. 3 answers left on the board. Far out. Far out, man. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we got 2 answers left.
Not from my era. They were like,
You're fair.
they weren't talking about our generation. They're talking about us.
No, I think Mike's parents who just said the cat's pajamas.
1.
Oh, there's
All right, we got 2 answers left. The Neal family has a chance to steal. All right. The answer is red on the board. Ding, 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 ding.
I wouldn't
From what era was that?
Let me tell you what the last one is. All right, good. The last one's old school. The final answer was hip. Hip.
What was it?
And it totally different context now.
Yeah.
And then replace it.
Not that hip. All right, guys, let's settle down. All right, Mike. Mike, we got to do a sock check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Anybody got an answer for this? Anybody? I think, hey, Mike may win with the stripes. The bright stripes. All right, nobody has an answer. Mike's got the best socks of the day.
Socks to a bunch of the state.
All right, guys. So if you were able to attend district conference, raise your hand. Raise your hand. All right, good deal. I think we had a great time at district conference. Couple of things I have to disclose to the club. Lisa Simpson vanished the entire district conference. I don't know what happened. She was there. She was actually on site and then vanished. Never left her hotel room, apparently. So. Chip person, same thing. Never saw him. He got there. Now, I heard about him. He was down at the beach clubs, but never saw him the entire weekend. But anyway, it was a great time. So, yeah, we're not. I was not going there, but thank you.
Nobody bail us out.
All right, so the club had some awesome successes at district conference. Wanted to hit a couple of highlights. On our final evening, Dan actually hosted the awards gala, which was awesome. If the whole NetCom thing doesn't work out, he's probably got a future in late night TV. So that was fun. No one was safe at that. I mean, some of the barbs were awesome. So too bad. I don't think it's on tape. Which no, that was part of the deal. But no, job well done there. We had an election for a district-wide post. We had to name a delegate for the Council on Legislation. It was actually a pretty hotly contested election. There were 4 very qualified candidates on the ballot, and our own Mike Conrad won. And, So, any future mail on the gun issue. All right, so we got to look at some of this paraphernalia we have here. All right, so I don't know if you guys remember from the district governor's visit. The district governor asked us to identify a rising star and a shining star. Those were recognized at the gala. Sean Roberts was our rising star. Skip Person was our shining star. All right, guys see the All-Star Club. Not real sure about the significance of the All-Star Club. It seemed like 40-some clubs got that out of 49, so I put it up for today, but that will probably go into a bin at some point and never be seen again.
Oh, come on.
But anyway, that was the All-Star Club. Okay, so moving on, we were recognized as one of the clubs of the month for the year, so we got this award as Club of the Month, which was kind of cool. Which month?
Which month were we good?
You know,
21 clubs of the month, so it's
I want to say it was maybe November.
They gave out 21 of them.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of clubs of the month. But one thing that there weren't multiples of, we were, and as I hand this out, Sean, come up.
It's American.
Everybody
So,
gets an award.
Gate City Rotary was recognized as the #1 club for attendance in the entire district. That could not have been done without this man right here.
Right.
So,
You got it.
that's yours, buddy.
It's mine.
Yes, it is. I appreciate it. All right, and I tell you, I know that it seems like it's on autopilot and it's just a thing that happens every year. But when you're actually at district conference, if you haven't been to one yet, every club in the district has a banner that looks similar to that, and they hang them on a wall, on one wall, and then so they have a banner, and it just goes all the way down, and every club that achieves Gold Club, gets a special recognition on that banner. And if you just glance down the line, most clubs have one or two. Some of them have 5, 6. I think there are only 2 clubs in the district that have won Gold Club every year. And it's in its 19th year. Gate City is one of those clubs, so we finish off the year with the recognition. That is all on you guys. It is really, it's a privilege to lead this club, and no pressure.
He gets back to the table and says, "That's 19 in a row. You're
No pressure.
But no, job well done, Gate City, and I think we get that recognition for the most part just by what we do, on a regular basis. There's a couple of things that we have to focus on every year extra, but we seem to do it every year with great consistency, and I expect that will continue. So. Take a big breath.
I haven't decided if I'm gonna do this.
All right, so moving on, some more announcements. So our next board meeting is going to be May 9th. That is next Tuesday. That one will be at the office. Now, it's not mandatory that both boards come to that particular board meeting, but it is encouraged. If you are going to be serving on Ralph's board and you can attend, it's going to be at my office 7 o'clock on Tuesday. We do really try to keep that meeting tight. We get you out of there in an hour, but we do have some important business, and it'd be a good idea for new board members to show up to that. Of course, we got changing of the guard on June 22nd. You ready to say anything about that yet, or we're just...
Let's wait till after the fundraiser.
Yeah, cool, okay. And then Ralph's first club assembly will be the meeting on June 29th. That's going to be Ralph's first meeting as president. And then, of course, we don't meet the week of July 4th, and that falls on July 6th this year. So make sure that don't show up to the O. Henry on July 6th. Some stuff the district has asked me to relay to you guys. We have the big district installation. Is that a Gold Club requirement? Do we have to have anybody there? I think we have to have 1 or 2. At least one? Yeah. So we definitely need to get a few people out there. They're doing it at the Winston-Salem, their baseball team, and it's on June 24th. It's actually going to be kind of laid back and should be fun. So it's not like a big banquet or anything like that. It's relatively informal. I mean, you can wear baseball game attire. So with that, any other announcements? Forget anything? No, anybody? All right.
Did you send out a memo on all that?
Yeah. No, we will. Yeah, I know God's going to take care of sign-ups and and all that stuff. All right. So, anybody want to talk about the fundraiser? That's less popular than the feud. All right.
Settle down, settle down. My music man's gone. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Have y'all heard enough about the fundraiser?
No! When is it? Fundraising is fun.
When is it? Here we are. You guys have done such a great job, and I'm just so appreciative of the sponsorships, the tickets, the sales, the effort, the energy that's gone into this. From here on, it's just, you'll get a few more logistical emails. It's a week from Saturday. A lot of things are coming together. This is going to go really well. Sponsorships, we really can't take any more after lunchtime today. David Graves has a mountain of work to do to get the JPEGs and logos and everything.
I'll take them tonight at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, we'll take sponsorships up until midnight. He has to get a package down to the ballpark tomorrow for the Jumbotron, and we need to get sponsor recognitions done. So sponsorship cutoff is tonight at midnight. The Platinum sponsorship, we tried something new this year. It didn't go, but Tony, where's Tony? That's Tony right in front of me. Thank you for, Tony set aside a table of 8 on Mother's Day weekend at Printworks Bistro. What a generous thing to do. That's a great weekend for them, and he set that aside so that we could put out a Platinum sponsorship. It didn't sell this year, and Walt, maybe you'll be the one to sell that next year, or one of your people will sell that next year. But thank you to Printworks Bistro. Printworks Bistro is a great place to celebrate Mother's Day, so keep that in mind. And if you don't hear from us by midnight tonight, turn those 2 tables loose.
Turn that back into a profit center.
Yes, sir. Okay, what do we do with unsold tickets? Please bring them in Thursday. We need to put that back into our inventory. We're going to sell them. Concert tickets, raffle tickets, we'll sell them at the gate. Bring them in. Don't keep those at home. Cash and checks and things that you meant to bring in today, bring it next week. James will take that and we'll get that put in the bank. I think that's getting down to the short rows. Please keep Facebook chatter up. I think we have good momentum going into the event. That'll keep it top of mind for everybody. Sign-up Genius will be going out probably in the next couple of days as soon as I can get some things together. Sign-up Genius will be for gate workers. We need a whole club to be on deck here to get people through the gate. Credit card sales, cash and check sales, raffle ticket sales. We need to get the crowds through the gate, and I'll send a Sign-up Genius for some shifts there. So no one's going to be working 3 hours and miss the whole concert. We'll break it up into shifts and just come out a little bit, working and go back in. One thing that you need, that everybody needs to pay particular attention to, and this is a deal we had to work out with the ballpark. The drink tickets, it's going to work like this. Each of your sponsorship packages have wristbands in them. That wristband identifies that person as a recipient for drink ticket. So as soon as they go into the ballpark, through the turnstiles, we'll have a sponsorship table set up. If they'll just go over to the sponsorship table, we'll give them Babe's Bucks to get drinks. They can get the drinks up to the VIP level, which the wristband will get them up to the VIP level. They can get drinks down at any of the bars down on the main concourse. So and that should alleviate some traffic from the VIP level if they can get them anywhere. And there are different beers and wines at the different bars. They're not selling the same thing at every single bar. Okay, sponsorship logos. David, how are we doing on sponsorship logos? Are you missing any?
I don't think I am. There's only one K Heating and Air Conditioning, but everything else is, we've got 39 sponsors so far, not in pretty good shape.
That's fantastic.
We received 6 or 7 this morning, David. So,
excellent.
So if you have not gotten your logo to David Graves, please do that. And if you sponsored in your individual name, David will work up a logo. He'll work. Put your name on the.
He said he was.
No. Okay, okay, the elephant in the room has just moved right into the middle. Jonathan Smith, and thank you for bringing that up, Jonathan. Okay, here's what the deal is. The ballpark only gave you so many wristbands, and I said, we're going to need a lot more than that. And he said, we'll see how that goes. So I had to twist their arm to give them print more. They wouldn't have the rest of them printed until lunchtime today. So the rest of the packages for the sponsors that do not have a package yet, or for the folks that turned in the sponsorship forms paperwork today, I'll work on getting those sponsorship packages done tonight, and we'll try to get that out the next, Friday or Monday when you go to your office. Or if you say, I don't need it till Thursday, we'll bring it Thursday. Okay.
I'll be away next week, so.
We'll get it to you Friday or Monday. Okay.
I'll be away Monday. It'd be great to, I got people I got to give them to before I leave town.
I'll get it to you tomorrow. I think that's it. If you have any questions, just fire me an email. Chris, that's it. We're going to have a great time.
Good job. All right, and if anybody does have logistical issues, or you're not going to be here next Thursday to turn in money or tickets, please feel free to drop that stuff off at my office. It's pretty centrally located, 1734 Battleground, right next to the tap room. I know everybody knows where that is, so make sure if you have that stuff that you need to turn in, drop it by my office. I'm open between 8 and 5. If the lobby is closed at lunchtime, we have a drop box in the door, so just slide through. All right, Buster.
Yay!
Here's Buster.
Happy Dallas.
Happy dollar. I know we got it.
Oh, good, let me see.
Actually, my happy dollar goes to Chris. He has been an incredible president this year. There's a lot of energy in this club, as you all know, but Chris is taking it to another level. So thank you so much for all you
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. I wanted to say, Sean, congratulations for the attendance. And I think Guy Ravondo is doing a great job with 505. That's helped me keep my attendance up.
Yeah, this is for everybody that came out and worked at Camp Carefree last Friday. I had something to do. I couldn't be there until lunchtime. I got there at lunchtime and they were damn near finished. I ordered some parts for the boats so we can repair all the boats. They should be here in the next couple of days. When they get here, I'll send out a sign up genius. We got to put them in dry dock, do some repairs, and get them back on the water. So thanks a lot, guys.
Well, yeah, so we did have an event last night and definitely wanted to leave it to sort of dress up Thursday morning here. One of the reasons, too, is that we have a part of our organization, I think Dennis had mentioned it when he was here, called Quaintance Weaver Craft Guild, and they build a bunch of different stuff. So last night we had a we have a jazz club every Thursday and some Saturdays, but we had one for a private event with a stage that our team has built out in the lobby last night, and then did this fun box around our column here. Next week, over at the Proximity, we're going to be having an open house on Tuesday and Wednesday nights from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. just to sort of come by and see all the renovations and things that we did there. Please, there'll be some food, some drink, and some fun stories about some of the cool things that our team do. So stop by. Cool.
My youngest daughter, Olivia Parker, I registered her this week for the IB program at Page. I have my final high schooler going into high school.
I gave $20 to this homeless guy one time. He goes, "Man, that's God shot." And I had a guy shot. And I had a guy, my wife and I were dice rolling to try and get some charters and some magnet schools, and my wife went out. And I like that one. That one's okay. That one's really awesome. But she had the one, and there was 430 applicants for 30 openings. And my twins, their oldest 5, got in on 29, and they automatically fill 30.
Wow. So that's like winning 2 times in a row.
Nice.
Well, I can't repeat that, I can't, but I did have a little show and tell project here. Y'all know I like boats, and this is a water pump off of a 1989 Mastercraft, and I ripped it off and I rebuilt it, put bearings in and seal and put it back together. So, I'm here just to tell you that it only costs a little more to do it yourself.
A little more.
With my PEX plumbing too.
There's Dale.
Buster. But, okay, what?
Today is May the 4th, and it's my mother's 89th birthday.
All right.
So, we're taking her out for dinner tonight.
Good deal.
Seafood at the Rio.
Well, there's $1 for everybody who rode on the bus with us down there at Myrtle Beach. It got a little disjointed. They got only an hour late start, and we finished right on time a little after midnight. I think everybody slept on the way in pretty much. And then Wilder's going to his forestry summer camp. And lo and behold, he got a scholarship for that too from Sherrill Forest Products, paid for the whole thing.
Cool,
So,
there you go.
Thanks.
For Sean. Without him, I don't know, maybe I would have been with food. I don't know. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I emailed him after that last list was sent out and said, oh my God, I've been kicked off. And they've just had it with me trying, you know. And I really value all of you and this time and this club. And his response was, kicked off for being awesome, that means you had 100%, which I haven't had before. And then the other one is for Guy, because without 505, I would not. And then this one is for Chris. I have sat back quietly for it feels like almost 20 years, and watched a lot of people do your role. And I have to tell you, Hal would be so proud. Big shoes to fill, Al. I wouldn't want to be.
No pressure, Ralph. I'm so excited.
Well, in honor of today, for all you Star Wars fans, May the 4th be with you.
I've got two happy dollars. One is I did actually kind of slide out of my birthday last month, so I didn't pay for that. But my son called me last night and he said, Dad, I'm going to come in Friday night and take you out to Ruth Chris for a belated birthday. And I said, gosh, John, I said, that's not necessary. And he goes, well, I just got a raise.
Wait till that day.
Must have gotten a big one.
Well, I have 40 happy dollars.
Woo! Wow.
40 years ago, almost to the day, I set a goal for myself. And that was to become unemployed. And it coincided almost exactly 40 years from the day I started work. So I accomplished that goal this week. I sold my company. We closed on Monday at Mike Allen's office with an attorney there. And so...
Next
bad news. The bad news is that my wife has vetoed my original plan to sit around in my underwear and learn Spanish by watching Telemundo. So I'm looking for my next adventure. I can optimize your supply chain. I can clean your gutters. I only have two requirements in a job. And number one is I don't want to supervise anybody, and I don't want to have to go to an office every day. And in the words of Grandpappy Lewis, you never give up on your dreams. Just keep sleeping. Everybody wins.
I I want to share one more. Our company, my dad started in '71, and on a Friday after 4, he's busting his family, trying to feed the family, makes a call on this company. It was Buster's dad, it was their company. And the man said, the secretary came, and Buster's dad said, any salesman working after 4 on a Friday, I'll see him. He comes into the office, he goes, there's something around here, takes my dad, shows him the business and said, we need a dock bumper replacement. It was like $20. And that was my dad's first order, was his dad's company.
If you want to buy me lunch, I'll tell you all about it.
All right, guys. Well, it's pretty easy for me to introduce the speakers this morning because I'm one of them. Getting to talk about a project that I'm super passionate about, and that is Lionheart Academy of the Triad. I'm joined by 3 awesome guests. Our head of school's here with us, Lori Dietz, in her 2nd year as head of school, and I know it feels like you've been working on this for, 4 years at this point, which you have. I have Amy Picone, which is one of our board members. She's here as well, and we're joined by the most popular guy in the room, Joey Picone. I know you guys wanted to hear an update from him, I'm sure. If you guys recall, we I guess brought this to the club last year, year before. It's probably been about 15 months or so. And we gave you the broad overview of what Lionheart is all about. And really what we are is we're a school for high-functioning children with autism. And it's a need that this county really had, and not to bore you with the whole history, but basically the county schools were doing a fairly good job in certain areas of educating the highly functioning population. The wheels started to fall off a few years ago, and a lot of us parents, recognized a need to, find a spot for our kids. And the more we worked on it, we found out that a lot of educators felt the same way. And so we were really able to form an awesome team to get this school off the ground. So the purpose of today is just to give you guys an update. I don't want to rehash all the same stuff that we talked about before. I mean, I do want to say the president of our board, Heather Pardue, that one of those life happens things. She was going to be here today to talk as well, but she had some stuff come up with a doctor appointment for one of her children, so she could not be here, so I'm going to take her slides. So just to give you a quick update, year 1 we started off with 19 students. That was opening day for us. We had 2 classrooms. This is our 2nd year, and we're about to finish, believe it or not. I know Lori's not counting the days or anything, but we're about to be finished with year 2. We opened with 31 students in 3 classrooms, and based on our enrollment projections, we look to be 40 plus with 4 classrooms next year. So the financial update. We have ended year 1 and year 2 with a financial surplus. And we've got a pretty decent surplus, and the reason being is that we've had a great relationship with Our Lady of Grace. As you guys know, Our Lady of Grace, located on Market Street, they have a school as well, and they had some extra space, and so, as you guys know, through your own businesses, startup's hard, and so the physical space and, dealing with all the expenses that come with upfit and, especially with a school where, parents, they sort of want things like a library and, a place for the kids to eat and that, that kind of stuff. It's, it's really difficult to put all that together, with such a small student population. And really, it was a huge barrier to entry for us. And so, we looked for partnership arrangements, with various entities. We looked at churches and all that, but we were able to get this relationship with Our Lady of Grace and get a section of classrooms on their 2nd floor. And we were able to basically blend in with them. I mean, we're autonomous, but we're able to use their infrastructure, their cafeteria, their library, their gymnasium, and of course all the other facilities that they have. And so in our budgeting process, it was important to us to basically budget like we were a standalone organization, even though we knew that we were going to be saving some money by being with Our Lady of Grace. And the theory behind that is that, number one, it was going to help us build a surplus so that when it was time for us to move into our new home, we were going to be able to have some capital to effectively do that move and to get set up like we needed to. And also, it gave us the discipline, it's giving us the discipline to be able to operate in a standalone location, because that's how we're budgeting. I mean, we're treating it as if we're in a standalone location, budgeting for utilities that we're going to have to pay one day and all those sorts of things. So consequently, we have a good surplus. Our fundraising and donations have been awesome. I actually had a really cool thing happen yesterday. A good friend of mine, her family made a pretty significant donation to the school, and she was in town yesterday, and I was able to take her over to the school and show it to her. And she really wasn't the one writing the check; her dad's writing the check. So she was going to report back to dad on what it was all about. And I was able to take her into all 3 classrooms, and I get over there fairly regularly, but not as much as I'd like to. So every time I go in there, it's cool for me to see the the progress, but seeing it through somebody else's eyes was amazing. Because she was floored. I don't know what she expected, but it's an amazing thing to see, to go in and see all these kids that that would be having problems in other settings really thriving. All right, so this is where my slide part was supposed to stop. So I wanted to show you this guy right here. That's Curran Justice. He is the 2-time defending fun run champion at Lionheart. Probably because he's the only one that really cares about winning the race. This is his only athletic endeavor. There's no training involved. His footwear is, of course, Crocs. So, yeah, that's him. Winning in, I guess, the second year. So anyway, so this is where Heather was supposed to take over, and because we're really here to report to you, what we've done with the money that Rotary has helped us with. We've got 2 sources of Rotary money. The Past Presidents Committee has been kind enough to grant Lionheart the Past Presidents grants 2 years in a row, and we also received a district grant this year for the education component. And so what we've done with the money, we purchased the school van, which you see down there. That has enabled us to have a summer camp program and also have transportation, for the kids for field trips and stuff like that. So, some of you that are familiar with charter and private schools know that, the transportation for anything extracurricular is kind of hard. I mean, you have to rely on parents or teachers or whoever to do the transportation. But with the van, we're able to handle that because we have such low student-teacher ratio. We can fit a whole classroom in a van. So that's been awesome for us, and we've been able to leverage some of the donation dollars to actually make the school more money through the summer camp program. So that that money was well spent. All the students also have Chromebooks, and Lori will speak a little bit more on why that's important as far as the curriculum goes. And then we're also working on establishing a capital campaign for our eventual, permanent home. And I know I've got 2 people that are highly qualified that have recently retired. So, Mike and Buster, you have to sit next to each other, looking at, capital campaign, looking for great minds for that. So anyway, we also funded a portion of our OCS program, and OCS is what's called an occupational course of study. Really, there's 2 degree tracks which Lori can elaborate on, but one is for your typical diploma, and then one is called the occupational course of study. And I want to fire through some of these pictures so you can see our students working through the occupational course of study. So what they're doing here is they're actually working to establish what will eventually be our library. So they're cataloging the books, and we've had a library expert come in and help them with that and talk to them about how to establish it. Then this is super cool. That's Evan Pardue. He is our one of our president's kids that are in the school. He's actually working on building computers. So we had a company that specializes in that to come in and teach those CS kids how to do computer repairs and build outs for different kinds of computers. And then as also part of the program, the whole goal behind this school is to eventually put the kids in situations so that they can be independent and they can be in the workforce. So this is the kids working concessions. And then I put this one as a punctuation mark as far as the pictures go, just to show what it's all about. And that's the socialization and the teamwork. So they actually like each other and really work well as a team. So it's kind of cool. All right, so Lori's going to talk about a couple of program highlights.
Morning. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to come back and give you an update on our school. So the way that we work with the kids is our whole day is encompassed by social skills. One of the hardest things for the kids to be able to do, which is required in life, is to be able to be part of a group. A lot of our academics are set up so that the kids have to work in groups. So throughout the whole day we're working on the social skills. If someone's having trouble, we stop the academics to address the social because that is so important for all the kids to learn. We ability group our students. They all come in with splinter skills. They have bits and pieces of what they know. There's a lot of holes of what they don't know. So now you got to fill up all those holes. But the problem is trying to figure out what they know and what they don't know. Autism is a language deficit, and a lot of times just a word will hold them up from being able to understand something. So we take all the kids, we see where they're at. We group them by ability for their basic skills. They're in the classroom for the general curriculum, but then we pull them into groups and work with them. And it's amazing how when you address those core skills that they're missing, how much quicker they can pick up the academics that they need for the grade level. We have a low teacher to student ratio. It's 12 to 2. Some classrooms are 10 to 2. That allows us to split the kids up into groups within the classroom and work with them in smaller groups, which is great for them. When you put these kids in a large setting, they tend to shut down. In the public schools, they were in classrooms of 25 to 30 students. They kind of get lost in the back of the room, but when you have the small groups, they can't get lost, and they know that. And they become more focused and more engaged in what they're learning. The social skill growth, it's so amazing to see the kids come in. We had kids come in the beginning of this year, they didn't know how to play with anybody. Stayed by themselves, didn't talk to anybody. That's not a life for a kid. Kids need to be with kids, need to be socializing. Well, you go out, and it's just amazing to see the kids all interacting and hanging out with each other. Even the high school kids, just to see kids, together and talking and not see anybody standing by themselves. It's what the kids need. They go and they do things on weekends together. They have sleepovers. They go to the movies. They go to birthday parties. These are all the things that they were missing in the past. So the self-worth and the self-esteem that they're getting is really helping them a lot in our school. A lot of times they would be in the public schools and they'd have a lot of meltdowns and temper tantrums because they didn't understand something. For example, when I was working in the public schools, there was a boy in 4th grade and he came in and he was all out of sorts and yelling and screaming and carrying on. He had to do a reading passage. He just kept saying, I'll do the reading passage, just get your work done, get your work done. The more she said it, the more he got upset. So when he came out to me, I looked at the reading passage, and the title was A Female Heroine, okay? It was a story about this woman that helped save a train. So I looked at the kid and I said, do you know what a heroine is? He said, no. I said, okay, it's a lady hero. He said, oh, takes the paper from me and sits down, does his work, no problem. But that's some of the challenges that the kids have. It's that language deficit. And once you can give them and fill in those pieces that they don't know, it's amazing what you see come out. We have 2 diploma tracks, like Chris said. I'm just on the very last thing on the slide. We have a regular diploma track. We have an occupational courses study track. In order for kids to get jobs, most of the places that they'll go to work require a diploma. Well, some of the kids on the occupational courses study don't have quite the academic ability, but they're perfectly capable of getting a job and being successful and productive in life. If you take a kid and they're not able to do something when they get out of high school and they're stuck home and they're not able to work and they're not able to have interactions, social interactions, how is that, what is that doing for that kid? Their self-worth isn't good. You got to worry about depression. So by having this OCS track and being able to prepare them to get a job, it just works wonders. I just want to tell you a quick story. I did a high school social skill group for quite a few years, and we had a boy that had a 40 IQ. We think of 40 IQ, they really can't do anything with 40 IQ. Well, at the end of the year, we had a picnic. This boy pulled up in his 2005 Mustang. He was independent, he was driving, he worked at Lowe's food store. He never missed a day because they liked their routines. He loved all the people, and he did a fantastic job for them. So he saved his money, bought himself a car, and he's driving. So the point being, it's not about the academics, it's about the life skills and being able to manage yourself. And that's one of the things that we really emphasize in our school, is getting the kids to have those life skills to be independent. There's a lot of research out there that showed that kids with autism, they don't have the skills to do it. You could take even kids with Asperger's, which are those really bright kids. They're not able to manage college. They're flunking out of college. They have meltdowns when they're working. They're getting fired from jobs. So even those kids, it's not the academics. It's that whole functioning piece. But the point is to get all these kids to have a diploma. And that's what we're working on, the 2 tracks. So our OCS kids have work hours that they have to complete. They have 300 hours around the school, and then they go out when they get a little bit older into 11th and 12th grade, and they do some hours at work sites. So our computer people that came in and was helping the kids learn how to do the computers, and it was so amazing because we had kids that couldn't remember any academics, but I tell you, they remembered every name of the computer. They knew exactly where that thing went, and when you can drive and learn based upon interest, it's amazing what these kids can do. So the hope is to eventually get the kids to do some work hours at that site where the people were working that came in to teach the kids how to do the computer. That's going to kind of be the next step for us to go. But it's just amazing to see the kids thriving, to see them happy, to see them feel like they belong, because where they came from, they didn't belong. Well, they didn't feel like they belonged. Some of the challenges that we have is trying to find people to work with the kids, the teachers. You need to have special skills. If you don't understand the language problem, you're going to get these kids to get upset. Another story that I could tell you, I had a little boy when I was just starting out working with kids with autism. He was 3 years old, went into a preschool. And Mom said to me, can you please go in and just shout at him, These teachers are telling me that he's so defiant, he's this, he's that. I said, sure. So I go in the classroom, I said, well, what is he doing? Well, he keeps pulling the fire alarm. I was like, oh my God, that's not cool. So they said, he's defiant. We tell him, don't pull the fire alarm. And he just keeps going right to that fire alarm and pulling it. Well, what they didn't understand is some kids with autism, they call them hyperlexic. They're able to read at 2 and 3 years old. So what does it say on a fire alarm? It says, pull, okay? So what this boy did was he read that word pull fire alarm, and that's what he was trying to do. And it was just because he read. So I take a sticky note, and I look at it, and it just click. So I take a sticky note, and I write, do not pull. So I show it to the kid. I say, okay, read this. He reads, do not pull. Put it up on the fire alarm. He just looked at it, read it, walked away, never touched it again. So that's one of the reasons why it's very hard to find people to teach these kids, because you have to be able to understand what's going on. Another thing why it's hard to find teachers is some of these kids will get so angry and just explode. Well, people look at it and say, okay, you got to work on anger. We got to learn how to handle the anger. But what they're missing is what's causing that anger. So they'll teach them how to control their anger, but nothing's changing, And then what you have to do is be able to stop and say, okay, so it's not the anger, there's something that's causing the anger. And when you get down to those underlying problems and address those, then they don't have the problems anymore. But getting people and trying to find people that have that experience to go that extra length to do it is really, really hard. There's not a lot of training. I went out to California on my own and trained with Michelle Garcia-Winter. She's the one who came up with social thinking. Well, social thinking is teaching perspectives to the kids because they don't do that. They understand what they have in their brain, but the concept that they're missing is they don't understand that you have some other different thoughts in your head. And how do you teach that to the kids? There's different ways that you do it, but a lot of people don't have that experience. So that's why hiring people is really difficult, which leads to one of our challenges. Because I'm in a classroom, I have to train the teachers. So if I can get somebody that's willing to work with us and has a basic understanding, I'll work with them and train them so that they can get that full understanding of what they need. But one of our challenges that we have is that we're not able to get me out of the classroom all the time because I'm teaching a classroom. It's part of our growing pains.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so I know why you're all here is to hear from the star of the show. So one of our students, Joey, is here to give you his update.
All right.
All right, let's get this started. All right, when I went to Lionheart, I didn't have that many friends. I was kicked out of school in 6th grade, and I was homeschooled for 2 years. When I went to Lionheart, I met a lot of nice people, and they're still my friends to this day. The teachers there are really nice. They really understand. My current teacher understands how all of us are nerds, and we get along really well because she's a nerd herself. The social curriculum is really good. She teaches the basic high school curriculum, but they do it in a way that we can understand it more. It's not just reading from a textbook, it's hands-on stuff like projects and games and stuff like that to help us understand the concepts more. Well, because I did as you saw, 3 of the kids completed driver's ed. I was one of them. Because of all my social skills help, I was able to take the class independently with no special treatment. I completed it like the way normal kids do. What I hope to do when I grow up, it's still on the lines. Maybe an engineer, maybe an architect. I might want to be a special effects artist. Who knows? It's going to be one of those 3. And do we have any girls in we currently have 4, and that's because boys generally have autism more than girls do. Lionheart has helped me immensely. Without it, I probably would still be homeschooled, and I probably would have and probably wouldn't be able to go to college and be able to do what I really want to do.
Wow, that's awesome.
We're right up against 8 o'clock. We'll be more than happy to stick around for a couple minutes and answer questions. I will anyway. I know Amy's got a issue she's got to deal with by 8:30, and Lori's got to be somewhere at 8:30 as well. So I really appreciate your time and attention, and thanks for all the support from Rotary. All right, Joey, can you do one more thing for me?
Yeah.
Can you pull one of these raffle tickets? And all you need to do, you'll probably pull the $5 out there. All you need to do is just read the last couple of numbers. Just pull one out and read the last couple of numbers.
All right, let's see who today's lucky winner is. and the winner is 861132.